Hello, a very warm welcome to my second video about the 16 Guidelines for Life. This is the book, 16 Guidelines for Life. It's a book from one of the courses of the Foundation for Developing Compassion and Wisdom, which is one of the programs of the Universal Education with Dalai Lama as its patron, and really to bring about tools that are easy to apply, a skillful set of tools to find more happiness, more resilience in our lives. So this is the second video that I'm sharing with you um, of the 16 Guidelines program. And the second tool or the guideline is patience. And as a role model, every guideline has a role model. We have His Holiness the Dalai Lama as a role model. And I like to quote one of his sayings here, saying that many people think that to be patient is a sign of weakness. I think that's a mistake. It's anger that's a sign of weakness. So he says. So, what is patience? I'm going to put on my glasses today because my eyes are a little bit tired. So I'm going to read a little bit about the guidelines in the book instead of me giving my views on the guidelines. I'm going to stick a little bit to the book itself, and that gives you an idea, because when you do the course with us, which I'm going to hold another one in February 2020 in Tilburg in the Netherlands, then you get a book. This course will be in Dutch, so you'll get the book with reflections, with challenges, inspirational stories, really helpful. And I'm going to read a little bit about that because we don't have time in the course to go over the whole book, obviously. So for people who won't do the course, you can have an idea and maybe get some inspiration and feel maybe that you want to apply some of these in your own life, so over the tools. So what is patience? I'm going to read a little bit about that. To practice patience is to taste the power of the mind. Life is full of uncomfortable experiences, from minor niggles and irritations to major confrontations and setbacks. When they happen, we have a choice about how to respond. We can either become agitated and upset, or we can stay calm and relaxed. Patience is the ability to control our reactions and retain our peace of mind. Patience gives us the flexibility and strength not to be a victim of circumstance. It's like having a protective suit of armor. It doesn't make us passive or resigned, or take away the ability to respond appropriately to difficulties and harm. On the contrary, patience makes it far more likely we can respond in an appropriate way because we retain the ability to think clearly. Some people seem to be born patient, just as others seem to have a tendency to get angry. However, it is also possible to cultivate patience. We can remind ourselves of the damage that is caused by uncontrolled anger. We can accept that an injury may not have been intended. We can remember that the situation will change. Patience is a learning curve that lays the foundations for a happy life. And then there is a whole story in this book about why the Dalai Lama was chosen, and there is a true story in there. And then we go a little bit further, and it says, how does patience lead to happiness? The benefits of patience are extraordinary. On a personal level, it helps us to feel safe, valued, and supported. We can share our thoughts and enjoy each other's company without fear of being abused or attacked. It lays an essential foundation for the happiness of individuals and society. Patience starts with each one of us. Imagine never getting irritated or angry again, of not feeling your buttons pushed and your mind going dark and closed. Never again feeling your body tense up, your fists clench, and your face contort. Or not obsessing in the middle of the night about what someone did or didn't say. Being calm and patient is more efficient than getting angry, even when someone intentionally hurts us. Patience doesn't mean we cannot take countermeasures for their safety and protections as well for ours, but anything we can manage to do in a calm and patient manner is likely to be more effective than words or actions that come from an angry and uncontrolled mind. Once anger has got going, it's hard to control what happens next or who gets hurt. It can leave a trail of regret and damage relationships from generation to generation. At its worst, it can lead to violence and war. It takes a very deep patience to move on from what has happened and to break the cycle. Patience depends on us accepting what is here and now instead of getting angry and upset. It's not easy. We do not seem designed for contentment, either mentally or physically. Our bodies come up with urges and quirks every 5 minutes, and our minds are quick to take offense. Patience demands the flexibility and wisdom to accept that we can't always have things our way, and that may take time. And that change may take time. Often we learn the most from uncomfortable situations, providing we are willing to stay the course. It takes a special kind of patience to allow events to come to maturity and to be fulfilled, to be open to the unexpected outcome rather than the one we might originally have pushed for. If a situation upsets you and you can change it, then do so. If you can't change it, then stop worrying about it, advises the Dalai Lama. Yet, how often do we get angry about something that is inevitable, such as illness or even death? It's characteristic of anger to seem wholly justifiable. Yet the range of things that make us upset suggests that anger has its root more in our thoughts than anything out there. The incident that disturbs us, our peace of mind, on Monday may not bother us on Tuesday or the next month. For one person, it's infuriating. For another, it's no big deal at all. All it takes is a shift of perspective for the whole picture to change. The real work of patience happens in the quiet moments, when we have removed ourselves from the person or the situation that upsets us, when it's possible to take a deep breath and let go of tangled feelings, when we can find the space and honesty to admit that we may have acted unskillfully ourselves. Is it possible to change our habits? If we have enough determination, every provocation can become a challenge. Not to give in to our annoyance, but to conquer it. It is impossible to learn patience unless there is something that irritates us. To expect life to go smoothly is to miss the point. So there's a challenge with this when we practice patience, and I really like that as well, and I practice that today. You can maybe reflect on that too, and it's actually quite nice to maybe do the whole week this practice, so you start to embody more, to learn how to apply this tool, how to practice patience. And if you do it for a week, it's probably more long lasting than you were just doing for one day. So the challenge for today or for the week, whatever you choose, or a month even, is there anyone who really irritates you? Take 5 minutes out on a quiet spot to identify exactly what gets on your nerves. Is there a quality in that person which you have a hard time accepting within yourself? Can you use this insight to bring some space into the situation? You're just becoming more familiar with yourself and more of a curiosity with yourself, like applying the mindfulness without judging it, but just seeing if there's some insight that could be helpful here for me, so I can then see, that's when that happens, then I start to respond in this way, rather than react in a certain way, perhaps with anger or with irritability or less patience. So that could be something. There's also very good reflection with this. You might want to try that too. Find a quiet place where you can relax. Sit comfortably to help you focus your awareness on your breathing. Let go of any thoughts, images, or feelings that arise. And whenever you become distracted, bring your awareness gently back to the sensation of the breath going in and out. Spend a few moments enjoying the experience of coming to rest. Allow yourself to connect with patience and compassion that exists deep within your heart. Imagine your heart overflowing with these qualities and taste the peace that they bring. Identify someone with whom you have difficulty at the moment. Imagine that they are standing in front of you and gently accept their presence. If this is hard to do, go back to watching your breath for a few minutes until you feel relaxed again. Be gentle with yourself and with them. Can you maintain a sense of patience and compassion in your heart? Now remember a time when they spoke or behaved in a way that you found challenging or disturbing, and imagine the agitated emotions that were running through their mind. Allow yourself to explore the suffering that they were going through. Proceed slowly and gently in a spirit of patience and compassion. Recall a time when you felt anger, jealousy, or another disturbing emotion towards this person. How did it feel in your heart? What effect did it have on you? What impact did it have on them? Did either of you gain from that situation? Now imagine that the person is trying to have an argument with you. As an experiment, decide that you are willing to lose the argument, that you won't answer back, score points, or attempt to control how they behave. Do your best to be genuinely kind, open, patient, and compassionate. Trust in and enjoy the process. How did it feel? So just become aware of that, like again with the curiosity. Just see what happens. How did it feel in my heart? And that could be your reflective practice if you have some time this week. And then you can close that reflective practice with a wish that all beings may be happy. So I hope that was another tool for you to put in your tool kit for a little change or a big change in your life, to transform anger into patience and to see how that affects your well-being and the well-being of others. So next time I'll share number 3 with you from the 16 guidelines. Keep posted and have a wonderful week. Bye for now.